So, hello everybody and welcome.
Hi.
I'll let everybody introduce themselves first. I'm Claire and I'm part of the VeVe Women, and then we'll go to my...
We're all different for each other, I think.
We're all different.
Yeah. Oh, right, okay. Yeah. Do we all have a different gallery? Okay, so if we go to SJ first.
Hey guys, I'm SJ. I'm also one of the Women X VeVe.
And then if you haven't worked it out yet, our fabulous dancer will now introduce himself.
Hello, I'm Mr. Falcon, Vaultoholic and part-time dancer, apparently.
We'll go to Tails now then.
Tales from the Sith. I still haven't changed my full thing, but never mind. Yeah, part of Vaultoholics and you know, just general Samaritan for Falcon and his dancing.
And last but not least, True Tech Junkie.
Oh, hey everybody, True Tech Junkie checking in, Vaultoholic member and active VeVe participant.
So we have to start by congratulating you first, Mr. Falcon. Now, whether it was your actual picture or your dancing that got you into the top 3 will leave the community decide. But
yes,
honestly, whenever I saw that competition, I am so glad one of the Vaultoholics made it through, because it would be sinful had you not. So I just thought I'd start by asking you to give us a bit of a background. And I tried, I don't know if anybody else tried, so if anybody wants to give the background to their entry as well.
Sorry, Mr. Falcon, before you go, I just want to say a huge congrats as well to Clarissa and Emporium for making the top 3 along with you. Well done, guys.
What you said, well done.
Definitely.
Yeah,
amazing work.
It was just a great week. Just so much creativity, and you know, I think the creative content has been building, but it's been a little dry lately with everything going on. So this just really pumped everything up, and I saw creations from lots of people who I hadn't seen make anything before, and obviously all us Vaultoholics had a go, and it was nice to be able to represent the crew. And yeah, it was my dancing that got me through, definitely, but I'm glad it did. So yeah, that was really cool. But yeah, my entry was a picture, blasting Silver Surfer, and yeah, people seem to like it, which is cool, which is really. But these guys, I mean, theirs were much better than mine, but you know, I danced, so
they were all really, really good. I loved the composition of your picture as well, and the angle that you took at it. It was really effective, really, really cool. And we want to know, where did you learn your choreography?
Oh, well, you know, SJ, you were there. It was the decon party in London, and I'm sure people that aren't there are sick of us talking about it, but yeah, hadn't danced for many years, and so that night something was brought out of me. Those moves came back, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to use these to try and get more votes, and it worked. So yay, great,
epic moves.
Yeah, Tails, talk about your entry, and then
yeah, I mean, it was you know, the competition was kind of sprung on us, which I quite liked. You know, it wasn't, this is going to happen in a week so you can prepare. It's like you've got, you know, entrance from the next 2 hours, so the heat was on because obviously you could vote once a day. So yeah, I hopped in. I don't know if I kind of feel like afterwards mine was a bit rushed, but yeah, I mean, I was happy enough with it. It was just, I wanted to kind of do my usual thing, but with like several different fight scenes or the start of the scene coming together. Obviously a bit different for the video kind of vault builders like myself. Well, actually not True Tech, because he likes to do it as it is, but as a lot of people know, I like to use edits, so it was a bit more of a challenge for me, because I've never really done anything bespoke. It was very much, remember this is a fight scene, remember this is a fight scene, this isn't some horror 10 collectible merge, you know. So but yeah, I was pleased with it. And again, as Falcon said, this competition, it's not about us. This was about everybody in VeVe creating, and I saw so many that blew me away, that from people I've never seen their Twitter accounts before. And it was amazing.
Yeah, it's so cool to see like your sort of vault creations, the mix between videos, photos, even AR as well, like seeing videos and photos. People put so much effort into it. It's unreal, the turnout is so cool. I love what you did with your Doc Ock as well. I think you got quite a lot of comments on that.
Yeah, cool. That worked out quite well, because I'd done it, you know, when I first got the collectible. I kind of done that, and again, because you couldn't properly edit, I think I got really, really lucky. By the time when he lifts up, the tune kind of changes. I was like, yes, because I'm a stickler for timing and edit. So I was.
You have such a distinctive style, though, Tails, as does True down there. But you know, even without you put a lot of effects on, which add to the package. But even without them, you could tell it was one of your videos. Yeah. It was awesome. Very.
How long does it take you?
Not that long for normal. That was like so when did the competition get announced? Was it like last
end of last week, I think? Like not
21st.
Yeah. I basically had it out by the second or third day, so like 12 hours, and then got it out.
Nice. Yeah. Do you find that you're kind of getting used to it now that you do lots of vaults? Are you getting into
swinging? Yeah, I mean, I think some of us struggled, me particularly, when they changed the kind of controls. But shout out to True Tech down there. He was like, it's doable. You just got to plan well in advance. And so when I do mine, there's like a big space around. And so I try not to have anything too much in the middle, so I could go and not worry about, you know, clicking something else and completely ruining the scene.
Yeah. It is. True Tech, tell us a bit about yours as well. Yours, I like the buildings that you created. Super cool.
Yeah, I'd say that's kind of staples. How's my sound? Kind of hearing a little echo.
All good.
Good.
All right, awesome. No, that's kind of one of my staples. You know, I wanted to create an entire battle scene. You know, just up the ante a little bit. But nah, it's almost like what everybody else has said. The controls in the showroom, you have to plan well ahead. You know, it's almost like you have to draft the entire room, or as like I call it, exploded view, and then slowly bring the entire room together as you're working. But I think it came out pretty good. I had to take a few things out. There were a lot of things in there that wouldn't allow that to open. But yeah, I tend to be extreme on that end.
No, it was
and
really
did you
cool.
Did you try SJ?
No, I didn't. No, I'd be rubbish at it. I like taking photos of my collectibles, like what you do, Claire. I like to take photos in different places and stuff, but I'm not as good with the vaults.
Nah, that's what we want to see. That's what we want to see.
Yeah. I did like the ones that, I mean, what happened with me is I had big plans, and then the weather was against me, and I don't like the empty space because it doesn't do what I want it to do. So I end up having to use the old vaults, and then I'm hitting the ground with every collectible and placing them. So it takes hours in the outdoors. And I had massive plans of having a pilly army coming down the mountain with dinosaurs. And anyway, I went for cute, so it was Myrmicons versus unicorns. There wasn't much fighting going on, but you know, I just thought, just in case we get a participation or a commiseration prize, I'll put one in.
You never know.
It was great.
You never know. But, and shout out to you, Claire. Your photography skills, I've seen them grow and level up since we've been on the app. You take some amazing photos.
So good.
If you'd have asked me 2 years ago what time the sun comes up and comes down, I wouldn't have had a clue. But honestly, I'm like, oh, right, it's going to start being 6:30. I've only got an hour after I finish work to run up to somewhere and take a picture. Yeah, it takes over, doesn't it? It's like getting that perfect picture on perfect vault. Do you find that?
Yeah.
No, absolutely, yeah, and you know, like a lot of the Vaultoholics and any other creators on the app, like we all discussed, you know, you go through those ups and downs, and you know, there's a key window. You may only have 15 minutes to work on a room, but when you pull it together, the payoff is so worth it.
Yeah. I mean, some of my favorite ones I've done have been when a new collectible drops and I just try and get something out as quickly as possible. And that things that come together without you really planning that much, they can be quite good sometimes. But yeah, often have a picture in my head, and yeah, it does take a long time. It takes a really long time to get them right. But these guys know my trick. So if I know a certain collectible is going to drop, and if I get it, I'll have prepared a backdrop beforehand. So I just have to pop it in and then bang, and release
So
the shot.
organized.
Yeah.
Wow. That is organized.
Yeah.
Wow.
Have you
So-
guys, sorry, have you guys got like a favorite collectible that you use quite a lot in your scenes or in your creations?
I mean, yeah, I've
Yeah.
got a few, I've said this for ages, and it will forever be the Jim Lee and Dick Sprang Joker for me. And I've always said, especially the Dick Sprang Joker, because if you do kind of the merge kind of thing, certain collectibles will stick out, or you know, won't look right. But the contours of the Dick Sprang Joker's face are so that if you put it through a wall or something, you can get so many different kind of effects with it. And so that's what I look at a lot of the time when I'm buying a collectible just for creating. And also the Battle Croc statue. I don't actually use it for Batman and the Croc. I use it for the skull and crossbones, and it can create scenes like that on its own. So they're my three, I guess.
Cool.
They're awesome. True, what are yours?
I'd have to say Finn. I really like Finn. The expressions that you get
Yeah.
from him, it's applicable to almost any scene out there. The Ultraman sword, because buildings. But there's a lot more things that you can make out of buildings, roadways, rooftops, pillars, all kind of things. If you want to take it there.
Could I ask you a question, Truth there?
What's up, man?
In your, and sorry if we're going to get to this, Sarah and SJ and Claire.
You're good, go for it.
In your, because we've been doing these poster recreations, right? And you did one of Ghostbusters, and in the background you've got, it looks like two roofs. What are they? Can you let us know, or is that a secret, or it's a secret? Okay, all right, cool.
This is actually my question to you. Obviously, I look at your vaults and I can't for the life of me work out what it is you've used to make a certain scene or a certain moment within your vault. Do you share it? Because sometimes it can be the inside of a collectible or the side of it, or, you know, do you share with each other, or are you scared that you...
I'll speak on it. Tails is probably the Ghostbuster car. I use that background a lot, like even for the water tower that's in the background.
Oh yeah.
The water tower is there in the room. I just use the car. Yeah, we share. So I'm an only child. So it's not easy all the time for me to share. I have that competitive nature in me, but I try my best to share with fellow creators, because, you know, these are the ones that we're trying to motivate, and we're trying to, you know, keep the creative juices flowing. So it doesn't really benefit anybody to hold any information back.
No.
I may make you wait maybe a couple minutes before I reveal what it is, because I like to live in that nanny boo boo. But
Yeah.
you know, I'll always let you know.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we do share, don't we? And you know, we've been like I did a poster recreation of the Exorcist poster, and I was almost there, and then I showed it to Tails and just said, is there anything you would add to this? And he suggested a couple of Coke globes. I only had one, so he made me buy another one. Thanks very much. and also the human statue, which he'd been banging on about, but now I understand why. It just spins this light and it lights up anything that's in front of it, and it is awesome.
Stunning.
So I had to get one of them as well, but his two suggestions really tied it all together. So I think it's become more of a collaborative process of us. Like, we talk every day. We have spoken to each other every day for like over a year now, which is amazing. And yeah, we share a lot. It's lovely. It really is. It's great.
Do you guys think that you'll, like, in the future maybe do a collab vault together, like create it together?
We better. That has to happen. That's default.
That'd be cool.
Like, yeah, so I'll speak for the Vaultoholics. Yes.
Yeah.
We were talking about this on so myself, Falcon, and O'Milly ran a space on Monday. Shout out to O'Milly and my dog. And you know, so Space will have this thing, right? And I don't want to take this on the Space, but they have this thing where VeVe, Falcon, and True Tech could go into the same thing and start creating at the same time, and that's where I envisage or want to see. You know, VeVe go down that route. But just track back a little bit, we said about collaborations. Myself, Falcon, and Deadpoo recently all chipped together to do the Stranger Things Eddie Munson scene together. And that, if I was right to just talk about quickly, that originally started with Deadpool just putting out like a little video with the Master of Puppets, and I can't remember what the collectible is. It's the Decon one, right? The Decon mascot.
Yeah, the mascot.
Yeah. And I messaged him and I just said, man, I love this so much. I was thinking about doing this. Can I almost remix it? Can you send me over some of your footage and I'll, you know, put a tail spin on it? And then my OCD got the better of me and I went, I just have to create every single thing scene for scene. Yeah. So then I messaged Falcon. I was like, hey, do you want to have a go a few of these scenes? Because this is going to take me forever. And yeah, shout out to Falcon, because every single thing he sent me back, he was like, you don't have to use it, don't know whether it's and every single one was like perfect. You understood the assignment perfectly. So yes, there are still collaborations going on.
Amazing.
I think things like that work really well as well. Those, like we've talked about, movie trailers, the recreation of posters has worked well, because you already have something that you kind of need to base it on. So it's, you know, you have to make your collectibles look like a certain thing. I think the limitations of the app are actually what makes it so fun, because you really have to, it's puzzle solving basically. You have to think, okay, what collectibles look like this? And you know, those kind of trailers with lots of scenes, I can see us maybe putting together something like that with all contributing. So yeah, the future is bright.
I must say, I loved Stranger Things, and I hadn't seen the collab. I can't remember, one of you sent it to me afterwards. I just saw the initial picture and it took me straight to that scene anyway.
This is from you.
Okay, it's working. Let's go.
seconds. T-minus 20. T-minus 10.
Amazing. Well done. Did that sort of spur you to think of doing other did it get the juices flowing and start discussing other scenes?
Exactly, yeah. So the one thing, yes, basically, I was like, let's do more kind of stuff like this, because where, again, I don't want to harp on about pre-control gate, but back in January and prior, you could, and it is still possible, but it's just a lot harder, but you could create, a whole world around your vault. You can go all the way around it. Now that's a lot harder. I'm trying to concentrate on, maybe single shots and scenes, and so that's where all those ideas have come from.
Brilliant. And just so that you know, when I was in Decon London, Dan actually spoke to me and he wants us to give feedback as to what might not be perfect in the app and what we might be experiencing. And I know we'll all have a preference. I tend to go to the old showroom because I can do more with that as opposed to the new one and stuff. So maybe we'll work at having some way of feeding into Dan properly. So I'm sure I'll be experiencing stuff AR in real life and you'll be experiencing stuff in the app. But the more we share, the more we can get the app brilliant, because it is good now, but we just need it to be just more enjoyable, because whenever I turn the ball, I honestly want to throw my phone at the wall because something doesn't do. I tend to flip them. I don't know what I do, but they stand from being upright to half of them being in the ground. And I don't even know what I'm looking at towards the end of it. So, I mean, how much patience do you have?
I think TrueTech has the most patience out of all of us.
Maybe just a little bit.
This guy.
TrueTech, you smash out your shorts as well. They're amazing. It's amazing how many you've done.
Yeah. It was almost like when I'm doing a sketch, because I'm an artist in the real world, but it's almost like, I just want to do a concept sketch. What would it look like if I could do this? And then when I'm done, more times than not, I love the results. So let's staple it onto the Let's Play series, Let's Play shorts. I'm looking forward to Let's Play tutorials, Let's Play video walkthroughs, Let's Play commentaries. Whatever I can, spice it up with.
Yeah, so entertaining. So you guys, are you all quite artistic, I guess? Well, you are with your vaults, but in general, before VeVe.
I guess I've always had the creative bug. I'm a teacher, so I teach small children. But as I've done lots of things as creative outlets, so written movie scripts and lots of editing little videos together and stuff like that. And yeah, VeVe was great because it's you can produce something and it's done. So yeah, I definitely I need to create. I feel quite guilty when I'm not doing anything, which is weird, but let's not get too much into that. So yes, I am a creative person, I suppose, but it's not my job. I'm very much an amateur. But yeah, what about you, Tails?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure most people know by now, but I used to DJ and produce music in my late teens to mid-20s. My whole family are artists. So my brother's an architect. My dad's a sculptor and normal artist. My mum was an artist, and I've always liked to draw, but it wasn't until VeVe came along that I sparked that creative gene again, and we went from there.
It's amazing. It really shows in all of your work, the three of you. It's absolutely real.
So
Definitely. I was just gonna say, as always, salute to the VeVe team. That's one of the things that I really appreciate about the app. It sparked the creativity in a lot of people, whether they know it or not. What you may think you're doing in your free time, you're creating art. Yeah, so be proud of what you're putting out.
Yeah.
So when you bought your first collectible way back in the day on the app, did you ever imagine that it would spark this light within you to kind of, I didn't even know they did AR to begin with. I was too busy buying things. It took
Claire,
me a while.
if you don't mind me going first, I've got a lovely story because it includes yourself. So I found VeVe back in March, April kind of 2021. Before I started this Twitter, like the Tails Twitter or whatever, I had my real name Twitter and I was following you. And
I need to work it out.
and I was seeing all the photos that you were putting out, and then there were a few that kind of had some edits on it, and I was like, I tweeted you and I went, this looks amazing. Like, do you mind telling me what app you used? And I believe it was like Motion Leap or something like that. And then I did a few, and then I was like, I wonder if we could do this in like video form. So then that sprang on. But yeah, it's because of yourself, really.
And is it seeing other people that inspired your? I remember seeing a lot of your one picture SJ did that really struck home to me was when you used the cathedral as a backdrop. That was like, wow. And then I went to Chester and stole the idea, but
no, it's good. I'm glad you liked it. Awesome. It's quite nice to hear that as well, and to hear that you've got a wee bit of inspiration from that. And I think I've saw your pictures with the cathedral, and they're amazing, so good. It's nice to see.
I was trying to think, was it blasphemy to be going in the cathedral and taking pictures? But there was too many backdrops to worry that I was,
You've got to make sacrifices for your art. So
I know. Absolutely. I'm sure my destiny's already picked its road long ago. I don't think me taking them pictures has done any difference. Probably got me there quicker, but there you go.
I did not. I didn't think that I'd be doing this kind of thing. I think it was the first one I got was a Joe Mad Batman, which was there because I like Joe Madura. I think I probably said his name wrong. I really like his comic art. So I got Joe Mad Batman. Could have had a Todd Batman, but decided that not to get that one, even though I like Todd McFarlane, but whatever. And then I took a picture with it in AR. It's like, well, that's cool. That's that. And I can't remember. I think it was a competition that someone ran, and by that point I had an Ultraman and the posters. It was the Ultraman posters, and I worked out that you could try to tell a little story. So I think it was one of the Cryptkins possibly pushing over some posters. It sort of looked like dominoes. I don't know. And anyway, my thought was I could. It will not be long until professional artists are using this app, and I will have no chance at making anything that looks any good. So I thought, right, I'm going to make as much as I can, try and do okay in a competition. And now I guess it's happening. You've got people like Metaverse Life coming along, these professional people who are gonna show us all up, I'm sure, eventually. Yeah. But yeah, that was kind of where I started, and then went from there. And I remember seeing True Tech stuff. I was like, what? How did he do that? And then Tails, and yes, it's mad.
You were the first two guys I ever saw content from, and Claire, of course. But yeah, the OGs right here.
I think with you guys as well, like your work is so unique. So even when other artists do come into the space, your work is amazing. Like it's amazing. What it is absolutely amazing. And it's different. It'll be different. And you've already branded yourself the Vaultoholics. So these are way ahead already.
We need a
Well said,
sign. What can our sign be?
Your dance moves.
Dels doesn't like it. Doesn't like
just
it.
in the background dancing. But
That's our sign. Just dancing. Yeah, all right. Yeah, that's good.
no, when I first got on the app, I noticed immediately, as soon as I put it in the showroom, I was like, okay, yeah, for me, this is almost all that I need. I spent hours and hours in there. I actually deleted the first couple of showrooms because I didn't know that there was more than one. But to see it at a level that it's at now, with my Vaultoholic brothers and sisters, all the people on the app, that's creating all these amazing showcases of art. No, I didn't expect that. But yeah, I love to see where it's at now.
I'll never forget seeing Mr. Falcon's picture. He showed, I think it was the red Cryptkin. Is it something devil? And he put it on the school desk, and he just put a message saying that he's scared half his classroom.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, I told them that there was a demon in the room. I don't think I used the word demon. That would be correct. A monster.
I was going to say that was a bit
Monster sounds better than
far-fetched.
demon, doesn't it? Yeah, there's a demon, a monster, and they were like, no. And then I took a picture and showed it to them, and they freaked out. It was really cool. But yeah, obviously kids love it. They absolutely love it. That's got me out of a few tricky situations in school. Just saying, well, if you behave, then there might be a T-Rex behind you. So that works quite well. Yeah.
Have you ever showed them any of your pictures, like your vaults and stuff like that, or
Not really?
not really? Do you just use the collectibles?
Yeah, I don't know if they understand.
They're quite young. Yeah.
Like, hey, check out this picture that I composed.
No,
Fair enough.
cinematography. That
Yeah,
I've put
these
together.
like pretend toys. Do you like it? Hey
Oh,
guys, where
that's
are you
hilarious.
going, guys? I just don't know if they get it.
No, that's fair.
No, I don't know. Maybe they would. I'm not sure.
But during COVID, I feel bad because I stole your idea as well, and I was using it with kids because you weren't allowed any toys because you couldn't touch and you couldn't
Yeah.
bring things in the room. It was just a way just to engage them quickly, and they were there. When they look and then they look again and they keep thinking, where's Spider-Man gone now? I'm sure he was there a minute ago. And you just see their little imaginations run wild, which is
I had the
amazing.
complete other end of the spectrum. So we had a guy who came around to we had our hallway redone, and I'm not a practical person in terms of DIY. He was quite a big dude who was very handy, and I was I was outside in the driveway trying to take a picture of the DeLorean in the street, and he came out like carrying wood. I was like, hey, check this out. Do you like Back to the Future? And I showed him the picture and he just went, yeah, good. And he just walked off.
I've had so many of them.
I'll just let you get on with your manly work while I take pictures of my pretend car.
Amazing.
Yeah. Choose your audience.
I did that. I was doing sling classes, and I was a little bit nervous at first, but I had to ask the teacher, "Can you take a picture of me with Spider-Man, please, upside down?" But she was like, "Oh, cool." I don't know if she was pretending, but she was interested. But yeah, it was awkward. I wasn't sure whether or not, but yeah.
That's
Good.
funny.
Good.
Yeah, my boss is typically a let's play tester. He's typically the one that sees them. Not that I'm working on them at work or anything, but he'll come up and I'm like, yo, check this out. And to see him grown man walking around a parking lot and almost bumping into real life things while he's staring at things that are not there. That's amazing. I love that part.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Cool.
I think it took me a while to realise just how strange it may appear to people when you're out. Because of going for sunsets and stuff like that, I was actually going to beauty spots. So I would be there with all these people that might have set up these cameras for about an hour. And they're, hardcore photographers and they've made sure they've got their spot there. Then the next thing they see is just me walking around with my phone actually pointing at the floor because I need it to fire up. Yeah. And especially in the beginning, it didn't always give you the grid. So I might have ended up walking, having to walk past them, the shame of it, and then running back. And then I remember one of them asked me if I was playing Pokemon Go because I was obviously waving the phone far too much. And I went... No, I'm actually taking pictures of Batman. He looked at me strangely.
Oh, right.
And he just said, Batman. And I went, yeah, Batman, I've got quite a few of them. And when somebody they give you that look, is it safe for me to be sat here with this woman at this moment in time? So anyway, I showed him and he was impressed, but I can't say it was at the same level as I had hoped. I don't know if it helped me and my kind of persona, whether or not he thought I was more weird after seeing it or not. I don't know. But yeah, I saw him again and he just asked me who have I got with me today? Because I was obviously on my own just with my phone. And I think I said Harley Quinn and he just gave me the thumbs up,
Tales, does anyone think you're insane?
Oh, mate. So when I first was doing these videos, right, even before Twitter, like, as loads of people know, I'm a massive Batman fan, especially The Dark Knight, and I love the cinematography on that. And yeah, I was showing a load of my friends. I was like, look, I'm basically Christopher Nolan, mate. Like, what am I looking at here? And yeah, so I've had many strange looks. And, when you meet... I don't know, you haven't seen somebody for a while, they're like, what have you been up to? And you're like, oh, yeah, this VeVe thing. And yeah, you just have to show people. I think it doesn't, and even when you show people, sometimes it doesn't work. But I will, those friends that I showed a year ago and now they get it and they're like, that's awesome. Like, I actually enjoy these now. I don't, delete this off my WhatsApp anymore. So we're getting there, baby steps.
Baby steps. I tried to explain it to my teacher friends at school and they just didn't get it. I think it was before decon and one of them just said to me, have fun with your geek friends. They did not understand at all. It's like, yeah, I did have fun with my geek friends actually.
That's a good thing about decon and the meetups. Sorry, when we meet everybody there, you're with a group of the same type of people and you feel normal.
Yeah.
It's so good. Chutek, are you going to the one in the US?
Say again?
Are you going to the decon in the US?
We are going to Anaheim.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll definitely be
there. Love to go there.
Can't wait to meet the family. Can't wait.
You'll have an amazing time.
Have you seen the community update video?
I have.
You must be super excited to get there now. I mean,
absolutely. Yeah, giving you every reason, right?
Have you been to a real life meetup before?
Nah, I haven't. This will be my first one.
Oh, you'll love it.
I can't wait.
I'm looking forward to the day when we can all meet, like all the Vaultoholics together, all 12 of us, and it will probably be an impossible task because you've got Deadpool in Australia, everybody's from around the world, but that's the dream. That's the dream.
That'd be amazing, yeah.
We'll have to find a location that's exactly the same distance from all of us. It'd be like a
Dubai would be good.
And you're all getting a holiday out of it at the same time.
Yeah, hey, that'd
be awesome.
Dope. Let me know.
Oh wow, yeah. We're the same with the VBX women though, because we're all spread out everywhere. When you actually get to meet somebody, such a nice feeling because you feel that you already know this person anyway.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Like when you meet everybody in real life, it feels like you've known them for forever.
There wasn't, because obviously, SJ, we've met a couple of times. Sorry, I know I missed you at Decon, and myself and Falcon, and we've met loads of others. It feels completely normal.
Totally.
Like there was definitely a bit of anxiety, like, is this going to be that case of don't meet your heroes? But no, it wasn't the case, and everybody was just as they are, on Spaces, Twitter, whatever. It's been great.
Well, speak for yourself, Tails. I mean, when I met you, it was a little disappointing, if I'm completely honest. But
what are you going to do?
What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Can't change that.
No, you know I'm playing.
I was disappointed that I didn't see him because nobody told me he was a lightweight and couldn't hold his beer. So
whoa, Claire, stop with the
She's putting you in it now.
The slander, no.
I was so disappointed you weren't in the Jermaine line with the rest of us.
Oh no, my hangover thanked me for that. When I saw what happened, I was like, thank goodness I was not up at 7 a.m. for that.
Don't just leave it there. Leave it there.
Yeah, I was already there for 2 hours by 7 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, somebody pocket dialed me at 3:30 in the morning, so then I had to make it from the centre of London to there anyway, and yeah, going on the tube at 4 in the morning is an experience. I can tell you.
That's a lol. So True Tech, if there's a Anaheim like exclusive drop, just maybe go now. And then you might get one.
Is that bad?
It was pretty nuts, yeah.
I can imagine it would be insane over your way. I think there'll be more people as well. Do you think?
Maybe I'll apply for Starbucks and get behind the counter and just tether up to it, just for the day.
That's a good plan.
Yeah, definitely. With October coming up, are you guys going to do some more scary Halloween style vaults?
I mean,
will we see more?
That's just a given.
Yeah.
I'm sure myself, Falcon, True Tech will crack on with some posters. I'm definitely going to look into. Yeah, I mean, VeVe might not like it that much, but I'm going to try and create the most scariest, brutal thing I've done yet. We'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I love, obviously myself, this is my season. So yeah, I'm excited. And, fingers crossed that we might maybe get a different, a Halloween collectible that's,
Yeah, that would be epic.
What would you like to see?
What wouldn't I like to see?
Which character?
All the top tier, I'm sorry to say this on the stream, top tier serial killers. I want Michael Myers.
Oh, right. Okay. Not real ones.
Yeah. No.
Jeffrey Dahmer. Ted Bundy.
No. I guess it has for me. It has to be Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger is my number one horror collectible that I want.
I think there's a lot of people in the VeVe community as well that love horror collectibles. I've heard a few people saying that they'd like to see a few scary collectibles in the app. That'd be cool.
Biscuits and Need Arena and Kermit, they're all big fans, big horror fans.
Pinhead would be cool, wouldn't he?
Whoa, yeah.
Pinhead would be really cool.
Nasty with that boy.
That'd be great.
Texas
Freddy
Chainsaw.
Krueger would be awesome.
I'd like some Tim Burton, but I mean, is the Nightmare Before Christmas, is it more Halloween or Christmas?
I'd say that's more Halloween. I think that would be awesome. I'd like to see maybe with obviously the major figures, but like the Haunted Mansion, Disney, like Hatbox Ghost or something like that. That would be really cool. I like those characters.
And sorry, True, before we go to you, and I know I'm just going to forget this, but I would love to get to the point where we can almost get like environments, because when you go into the vault, it's kind of playing with all the first thing. I don't know about you, True Tech, but the first thing I'm doing, I can't create my vault until I've created the environment around it, which then even makes it harder because you've got to do the whole planning and moving it out. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just some buildings or scary trees or something
You
like
know, we got Freddy's boiler room, right?
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
Inside of the up house would be
right.
terrific. So when you go inside the up house, you'd think it would just be like walls, but it's not. It's kind of a weird pipe arrangement, and that would be a pretty sweet boiler room, I think.
Yeah, you're
Weird.
right.
No idea.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully we'll get Freddy.
Should we start doing it now? So when VeVe announces a competition, hopefully we're already halfway there.
Been rumbled.
Oh, what was the
Cut
name of the
that.
movie? What
What
was
was
the
that
name
you
of
said?
the movie? 12 Ghosts, 12 Souls. What's the name of that movie? Guy was collecting all the different. It was almost like Constantine, but not taking nowhere serious. Come on, Falcon. I know you know.
Is it? It's not 12, is it? Is it more than that?
It's
like,
more than
a
that.
lot
I think
of
it's like
ghosts.
12 ghosts. Yeah, there were like 12 different ghosts
Has it
that
got
this guy was
one of the
going
guys
around
from
collecting.
Scream in it? Matthew Lillard or something?
I believe so.
Yeah, I know the film you're talking about.
But if we can get something like that, or maybe even like the Resident Evil characters, or what's the other one? The guy with the triangle head.
Silent Hill.
Yeah, Silent Hill. And we get
Yeah,
that, the
of
axe,
course.
the scythe, all those type of things. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Ooh.
I mean,
Sounds
just
good.
thinking like the potential for AR horror is nuts. It would be very cool if you could, I don't know, like geolocate a horror character within your house and then give someone your phone and they go and find it or something like that. That would be pretty sweet.
Cool.
That'd be
That
nuts.
would be very cool.
Do you remember that craze where everybody was dressing up like Stephen King, It Clown?
Clowns. Yeah, that was a weird time.
But imagine if we
Yeah.
could just drop them in our villages and just take pictures and just say, look, what was.
I mean, a Pennywise would be very cool.
Mhm.
That would be great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the little character from Saw.
Oh, on his trike, animated.
Yeah, yeah.
You've
Well,
opened a
imagine
box
they did
here,
an
lady.
animated horror collectible. That's never gonna happen. Let's be real. That is never happening. Is it?
Oh,
What's his name? The guy with the big revolver and the horns. Marvel.
Hellboy?
Hellboy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would be
Hellboy.
cool.
would be good.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who
You
knows?
got he's got so many good ideas.
I'm gonna throw out, and this is a prediction. Maybe if Marvel want to do, because obviously last year they did that zombie Captain America, and
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
they drop Blade.
Ooh, and his Blade's
Yeah, that
not
would be cool.
a new Blade's coming out, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, there's this thing
Yeah.
called Werewolf by Night
Oh,
on Disney Plus, so that might well have some
that's a great shout.
stuff tied into it.
You
So that comes out in
guys.
October, right?
Yeah, so a werewolf, amazing.
Yeah, these might be onto something.
Mm.
We'll have to wait and see.
Oh, Falcon. What was the movie back in the day with the little toys that were killing people? One kind of looked like
Soldiers, was it?
I was thinking soldiers as well.
great movie, but nah, not that one. Had
Choice.
one that had a skeleton mask and he had a drill on his hand.
Oh God, I can picture him.
Come on, man, bring it home.
Oh, I
He
don't know
had
what
the
it's
hat.
called. Puppet
Oh,
Master, isn't it?
Puppet Master. Yeah.
Yeah,
Imagine those characters.
yeah, they're cool. characters.
Phantasm. The different Phantasm. I don't want to,
Man.
you know what I'm talking about.
I do think the Hellraiser cube would be very cool.
Oh yeah. Oh
That could
yeah.
easily that seems fairly simple. Maybe I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it's very hard, but that would be a very cool, just a box. That'd be good. Yeah. There's so much potential.
Yeah, so much potential for all these scary collectibles to
I
drop.
think we quite like Halloween and horror and stuff.
Yeah.
What about Christmas then? Because we've got Christmas collectibles. Are you not?
Pointless. No.
I remember last year, Skeet was like, "Look, Tails, I know you do your thing, but it'd be really good if you could do, I don't know, something really nice for the Coca-Cola." I blocked Skeet at that point. Like, we're no longer friends.
Oh,
Block.
Shout out to Ski.
Yeah, shout out to Skeet.
So will you guys still be doing horror all the way through Christmas?
Yeah.
I mean, I will.
What's Christmas?
I will. The rest of the guys, you can what's it? Very diverse in your styles. Like yeah, I have a one-track mind a lot of the time. So.
Deadpool's very kind of comedic and positive, isn't he? I think we tend to be quite dark in our sensibilities, and True Tech's worlds, they have dark and light going on. I would say you tend to get quite dark towards the end of your videos, but I think Deadpool's he's very positive, isn't he? And Fancy's quite positive as well.
Yeah,
quite bright.
Deadpool's. I just want to give Deadpool some flowers real quick because he did the reenactment of Titanic where during Rose.
Oh my god!
Amazing. Amazing.
Incredible. And even more to the point, afterwards he did a video and just goes, look, this is how it actually looks, because it was a still, but everything when he pans out, everything's everywhere, and it's like, man, well done, because that's incredible.
That was great.
It's working.
So talk to him about Christmas, but not us.
I got the Christmas room.
It was animated Groot chasing me. That's what I did for Christmas. Ho ho ho.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, hilarious. But I loved it when you did the monster mashup competition, because that opened everybody's eyes to using your collectibles in a different way, and I didn't even know I could do that before, so that was
we'd love to do something like that again. Obviously at the moment with no transfers it's kind of hard, but watch this space. There might be a little Halloween comp still happening.
That'd be cool.
Maybe.
Starting now. So do we know when the winners are announced for VeVe Rumble? Yeah.
Falcon, no, I thought that the tweet kind of implied in the community video, but
cool.
But
it wasn't.
I don't know. Did I?
Yeah, I guess it gets around to when David you need David you to look at them, and then you're good to go.
Well, good luck, guys.
We'll see.
I must say, I loved that I recognised everybody's name that made it to the top 3, and they have 3 active members of the community as well, and because everybody's submission was brilliant. But I was over the moon to see that yourself and Emporium and Clarissa had made it, and I love the way she was fighting Elektra.
Yeah, that was really cool.
That was very cool.
Amazing.
Yeah. Well, good luck to the 3 of you. Your work was awesome. All right, shall we wrap up there then on that note? Yeah. Ooh. Should we finish off with such a wall? Do some dance moves, Mr. Falcon's dance moves?
No. Sorry, can I ask? And again, if this doesn't kind of, because you're going to edit this, SJ, but could I kind of just give a shout out to some of the other creators in the space and their VeVe Rumble stuff? So, obviously all the Vaultoholics, myself, True Tech, Falcon, Deadpool Whale, VeVe Vivified, Fancy Fingers, Get Richie, Athena, Traps, Wellington. Let me know if I've missed anybody. I'll come back to the rest of our guys.
VeVe Verified.
VeVe Vivified, yeah, but
Vivified. VeVe is verified, but VeVe Vivified.
Some of the new guys that I've seen coming through, and not necessarily Vaultoholic, the great vault builders are Greyhound Groot, Mac NF Cheese, VeVe Vault Master Creator. Man, there's so many. Obviously, Metaverse Live. Mons, God, how can I forget Mons? Incredible. Yeah, incredible. And it's just so nice to see people outside of what we do doing their own thing. And again, like SJ, you said, you can tell whose is whose. It's the same with them. They've all got their individual styles, and it's a beautiful thing. So there we go.
So awesome to see. Well, thank you so much, Tails, Mr. Falcon, and True Tech for joining myself and Claire on the Women X VeVe channel. It's been so nice to have you all here.
Thank you for having us.
Such a good chat.
Thank you for the invite. Much appreciated.
Thanks.
Have a fab time at Decon, True Tech.
Yeah, man.
You have to test the moves in the after party and give Mr. Falcon a run for his money.
Yeah, man, I'll see your moves.
Oh, yeah.
Stop. My goodness.
Whew. All right, guys.
Oh, thank you so much, everyone.
Thank
Thanks
you.
very much.
Take care.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Wanted to have your final thoughts on the VeVe Rumble contest. As everybody knows, we've had this nice competition over the last couple of weeks where people put together these amazing fight scenes with their collectibles in the vaults and AR, etc. And we're really, really excited about how many entries came in from the fam. So much creativity, so much hilarity, and we really think this is going to be an exciting thing to kind of keep doing moving forward. You know, shout out to everybody who's kind of been doing this in the community on their own, but I'm happy to start now kind of doing some VeVe sanctioned giveaways for these types of things. But for this one in particular, we want to be kind of in the theme of, coming off of DCon UK, going into DCon Anaheim, wanted to give some more DCon prizes away, and thought it would be nice to kind of have a little competition like this. So we narrowed it down to 3, or in fact, the VeVe fam narrowed it down to 3 top finalists, and we had said that you were going to be in charge of picking that final one. So let's take a look at the finalists, and then we'll have your final say here.